operating operators, man. Like, this is some gangster level shit right here. This is top tier. As we know, this is Stockfish. Right? Like, I wouldn't even let Claude anywhere near this magnificent code. Actually good code. So when we see overloads of bitwide operators, right? So there's a famous Quake 3 algorithm, right? The fast inverse square root, right? So what is interesting about the fast square root, right? Right. And what's interesting is this is even better than that. Why? Because they were just sort of like, it was a shit show when they were making Quake 3. What we're doing here is we're actually overloading bitwise operators. Because we're saying specifically, right? Because normally in C++, bitwise operators, right? I mean, this is actually where we can go ahead and grab Claude code. All right, said Fable is only included. Shut the fuck up. All right, there's no big 3. It's just big me. All right, so let's go here. Return the turn. Shut the fuck up. Wait, this isn't what I wanted. I want this one. Chat. Is this Copilot? It doesn't fucking matter. GPT 5.6 Soul. Who fucking cares? Open in agents. Where the fuck did... It's so annoying to find. Okay, so if we look at this right here, right? So these are overloads of operators. So see this symbol right here. This is a bitwise shift, right? It's a ternary bitwise shift, not a unary one. The important thing to understand is, I mean, some of these are, these are unary right here, right? If I am mistaken. So what we want to kind of do here, let's just get Claude open. Right, relationship ended with Claude. Do I click this one? Which one do I want to fucking use? This is also this is the one thing that's really fucking annoying that they should fix. Like, do I use this one? Do I use this one? Like, who fucking even knows? Right. So let's go grab this one. Make a Claude for every single instructions. All right. I just want to see the file that I'm on. Right. Bitboard.h. We're doing C++ here. All right. What is this? Attach file. Select model. We don't need Fable. Right. We don't even need Sonnet 5. Sonnet 4.5. Perfect. Right. '71 through, like, this is like after having spent time with it, and this isn't even flashy. Like, this isn't even like condemning like LLMs. Like, this is the only way. Come on. Sorry, become evil Kermit. This is the only thing that makes sense to me as a dev, right? So I can say, like, look at line 71, right, through 98. Oh, we got templates here, right? And let's go over the unary bitwise operator overloads, right? And what's funny is, like, this isn't even like, let's just go over and then let's just discuss what they mean. I might even try out. I got codex. We're gonna try. We're just gonna see, right? Instead of testing with like some synthetic stuff, like, we're just gonna see. All right, we're just gonna see. So we're doing Claude code. We're doing Sonnet 5. Why are we doing Sonnet? I'm not convinced that any self-respecting software engineer should be using Claude. Fable. That's sort of like you're a graphic designer and you just want to like bootstrap like a e-commerce site. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Nothing wrong with that. You're a software engineer. Like, you should be in one file and this is fine. Right? Should we still be using Vim? You know what? Yes. Do I have Vim in here? We'll get Vim in a second. Vim as well. Absolutely, for the macros. Right, because this is an old machine now. This has an i7 13700K and a 4090. This is an old machine. So it's good to run Claude code. So this is where like one LLM of like the $20 one makes sense with Visual Studio Code, right? Staying lightweight. On my other machine, which is over here, that's where nothing, no LLM makes sense. Just IntelliJ with Vim, because they have built-in autocomplete for you. Which is the other thing too. Stuff like this right here, seeing that this was Juiced Van de Vondel. Is that how you spell it? I don't fuck. It's how you spell it. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't fucking know. All right, so let's just discuss what they mean, right? So we're just going to test this out. And what's interesting about this is I know what it means. Effort doesn't need to be high. I kind of like it should just be medium. Thinking switch models when a message is flagged, count usage. All right, let's just and then what is this Claude code? Claude Sonnet. So that stays there. Okay, then this one is, what is this one here? Auto 20% discount. Which one is this? This is Codex? I don't understand. I honestly don't even understand. View. Extensions. All right, so we got that there. Blah, 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 blah. All right, whatever. Let's just use this one. We'll try Codex as well. We can try Soul now. We're going to try it as well. Ask for approval. Approve for me. Ask for approval. We're going to do the same thing. Same prompt. Right. All right, so let's go ahead and here. All right, so let's just go ask that. Worrying. Let's ask that. I'll be right back. I'll use the bathroom. All right. All right. So what's really cool about this, and what I like about Codex, okay, binary. So unary. The code says unary, but they're all binary. Whatever. So you can see the difference between what Codex does and what Claude Code does. Claude Code is just dumps this stuff, right? And so what they're doing is, I mean, honestly, sometimes Claude Code, I literally look at it, it's just unreadable, right? Like it's just unreadable for normal people. Oops, let me move my right. Codex, I've always felt like just formats it, just makes it readable. They're essentially saying the same thing. So I made a mistake. I called this binary. It's actually unary. Sorry, I called it unary. It's actually binary. They take two operands. There's no unary binary operator. Right now, there could be. So I'll ask that in a second. What I like about Codex. Now, what I really like, they're free functions overloading. These member operators are true unary operators. Actual unary. That's not what I want. This is, and again, this isn't like saying there's something wrong with Fable. This is just saying the appropriate tool for this job. It's probably not even, and it's also they're like a little bit different. But yeah, going light on Sol, Terra, Luna, like even Chat GPT 4 Mini would still have been fine. But right, 64-bit value where each bit corresponds to a chessboard square. Right, so this is what makes Stockfish really fast. It's just a 64-bit value, right? So what I could do with Claude actually, right? So a standard string. I mean, and this is the other thing too, like you can just like click and like navigate. Like it's just personal preference in a lot of ways. When I say that, so even stupid because it's probably it is this. Right, it's just a type alias for an unsigned 64-bit integer. Unsigned, which means it's 0 to 63. The actual integer values. If it was signed, it would be negative 31 to 31. And negative 31 to 32 if it was signed. So each of the bits, and then so find out here at types. So this is nice, right? Something like this. It goes really quick on something that's not bloated. And it's just on Sonnet. Uses way less tokens. Like from my experience on working on it, like, when I saw people just like, hey, just opus and plan everything and then execute everything, it's like, yo, bro, like eventually you gotta run through that and check everything. So this I like with Claude. It's really good at that. And Claude is really good at finding things. Right. So then now that I found it over here, I can go to Codex and then chat here. I forgot which this one is. Sorry. I made laundry right there. Oh my god. I need to do laundry if I fucking All right. So the reason I like bring this up, because this is probably like what you guys want to be doing, if you're trying to like break in. I mean, probably, I mean, like 100%. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, because they're morons. So this is just forked. That's right. Then now with codex, I always forget what this is. Chat. I wonder if the where is Copilot? I just installed some. It's this one right here, right? Copilot Max. So okay, so inline suggestions are Copilot. That's what I like about Copilot, inline suggestions. Right, so let's go back here. And let's just go through this, right? So it's a 64-bit value. So even Codex actually found it a bit better. Right. So all right, so when we do an overload, so it's telling you what it all does. Ooh, delegates. We have the same operations with operands reverse. All right. So I just want to say now compare this to if we did not these overloads. What are the differences between default and the overload? This is something that you can do in C++ that you would never really do anywhere else. Because you're just changing like what you would do. I mean, you would do it in like Java, for example, and like if something is equals. Right. So we're saying instead of using the numeric index, we're trying a bit position on the board. Right. So it's a 64-bit unsigned integer. A square is an enum whose numeric value ranges from 0 to 63. Right. So E4 is the number 28. The bit board for E4 is this. Without the overload. Right. C+ can convert SQ E4 to its numeric value. The built-in operation would be this. Binary 28 is this. This test bit's 2, 3, and 4 near the bottom of the board does not test bit 28E4, right? So it's just testing the wrong bits. So the overload is just saying, right, because we're trying to represent a chessboard. So not only do we need to store, it's not like you're going into Java. The reason why this is in C++, it's not like you're going into Java and just saying, here's a multivariable array and rotate. So this is a question that I might ask if I was hired, which for some fucking reason we can't get fucking solved. I might say, rotate a matrix. Well, you could just use an unsigned int. This is what I did in my interview with Google. And for some reason I got it wrong, which was confusing to me. Because it was right. It's just like, just use an unsigned int. And it's very convenient, actually. Because it turns out Elon Musk was right. Like, chess is very simple for a computer. Because there's 8 by 8. So there's nothing to do. Like, it's trivial. There's already 64 bits. You just use an unsigned int. It's very convenient. So when I say the very first thing you do, in computer architecture is define the number line. It's so that you can have, right? So it's so that you can pick an integer. You can pick a data type that absolutely just matches, right? It's 8 by 8, right? It's 64, right? It's super convenient. That's why we picked this. The reason why chess was picked as the whole thing is because it's just literally the most convenient thing. It's like you went to the store. It's like you were taking your girlfriend. Like, let's say you were going to Sephora, right? Let's say you went to Sephora, or let's say you went, right? Let's say you, like, you know what I mean? It's sort of like, let's say you're in like calculus BC, right? And you're a junior, right? And then you walk into class, and then the very first thing you see is a 6'5", like super handsome, right? Like he's already right, like he's right there. It's just super convenient. You know what I mean? Like he just happens to be like right there. So let's say you're in calculus BC, right? Right, and then you're like, let's say like you happen to sit next to a guy in class, and then he asks you to problem. It's just very convenient. It just makes sense. Like he's literally right there. Like you don't even have to go anywhere. You don't have to get up. You don't have to go on Instagram, Twitter. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to do. You don't have to do literally anything. You don't have to get Tinder, Bumble. Like you don't have to do any of that. Like he's literally sitting like right next to you. Like he's literally like right next to you. He's like sitting in the chair right of you. Like you don't actually have to do anything. You you can just go to prom with him because he sits right next to you. It's like that Taylor Swift song. It's like that Taylor Swift song, right? Oh, you brought me roses. Like I think back to December all the time. That's like sort of what it's just sort of like it just makes sense. It just feels right. It just feels right to use an unsigned int here. Is how I would explain it. Does that make sense, guys? Right. Elon Musk is right. Like chess is easy. Chess is so easy, guys. Frankly, it's a simple game. There's no fog of war. Right. So here's what we should do. We should add fog of war to chess. You guys seen the Hikaru Nakamura reacting? You guys ever see? And what's funny is Hikaru. Everybody talks about Magnus. Magnus is a bitch. He's not even from the USA. Right. Magnus, we should put him in the dirt. This is about Hikaru. Right. Hikaru is the last true hope for America. Okay. Magnus is from a different country. Okay. It's all about Hikaru. It's all about Hikaru. Right. So it just makes sense. Right. So you guys want to ask, like, why was this design decision made? It just makes sense. Like, this is why we started with this. Because we don't have to do anything. All right. So we can do some things like go through these types here. So now, in a way that it might make sense, let me make a new chat. Always make a new chat, right? So I'm not going to use Claude 5. I mean, we could use Claude 5. But I don't think this is necessarily big enough to warrant using Claude 5. Because this was built before all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say, let's pump this up to... Oh, man. I don't even know that I want to do... I don't even know that I want to routine tasks. I don't even know I want to go to Fable. I don't even know I want to go up to Opus, but we'll go to Opus. I'll say, let's go through the code base and understand the design decisions. We could probably make file. It's just so funny because it just becomes a one-to-one. It's like that easy. So when I was doing Sudoku, it was actually hard. And outline. Right. You might do this, but still, like, I would kind of just go, like, you can just go, look for the main. You should see return 0. There it is. So here's the int main. Here are the args here. Okay. So I'll let Cloud Code do that, and I'm just going to continue to test out a little bit of medium. I honestly don't know the difference between these. We can go Soul. Sounds good. All right. Oh, new chat. All right. All right. So, I mean, I can tell here. So we're getting command line args. use skill artifact design. Sure. All right, so let's go to codex. So I kind of want to ask here. So this is obviously the starting point. Every C++ has a main, right? It's got an int return type, and it returns 0 if nothing goes wrong, right? So this here is just saying we got an engine info object, or let's actually do. So I gotta remember line 40 in C++, the engine info. This is a function or method for get the C++. I can forget the C++. I forget the C++. Nomenclature. I'm just gonna leave it on Sol. I mean, honestly, like I think speed, increase usage. We can go standard speed. We can leave it on medium. I'm just gonna try it out. Right. So then over here, board representation, hybrid bitboard mailbox. All right, so okay, we're using a standard library. I always laugh because it's STD, using STD, so using an array. That's very good. I like to see that. It just makes sense, and it's not an array. No, it is an array. It's a standard array. Piece per square for O1, piece on. Right. 3 compile time backends. But as you can see, like Claude, I mean, this is just like, if you, I mean, this is like, God damn, this is like when this girl in university messaged me and you're trying to like read through all this stuff. That's why I'm really good at reading all this stuff. Right. Like this is like that. It's just like a dump. Visually outline. Big computer tables and tricks. Right, so it's still going. I mean, I just wouldn't do it like this because it's just too much, too hard. Right, but I think it's trying to do that in a second. So we can go over back to codex, right? So yes, engine info is a function, and then engine info is a function call expression is return value. All right, so let's go ahead and right, generate a copilot summary. See how long that takes. So it returns a human readable identifier string for the Stockfish engine, such as name. Right. Okay, so engine info. Can I find all references on right? Engine info. There's right there. There's right there. Right here. Right. So we get some versioning info. I don't know. Ooh. Okay, so these are all the other ones. You can already do stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of dealer's choice here. There's not a single way of doing this, and I don't know. I'm on disability right now, so I get paid money to do nothing. So I thought I'd try to do something. I mean, I have to technically do stuff. Okay, so in here, I'm noticing a few things here. We've got our unsigned ends. We have some unsigned long, right? 17 months ago. Interesting. I think it's crazy that like these guys like whore themselves out to Stockfish. And so someone did a commit 17 months ago, Sean Zhu, right, to fix undefined behavior. So this is probably why sometimes Grandmasters do things you're like, what? Stockfish is like saying, Stockfish be like, you're like, sometimes you look at Stockfish like dokes. That's stupid looking at Stockfish like, like looking at Stockfish like, looking at Stockfish like dokes. All right, so I do generally like the codex way, right? So let's so Timothy made some adjustments 5 days ago, which means like chess just got changed. All right, and so I can click here, proof CLI error handling a bit. Okay, that's pretty good. I can just see what he changed. Inspect commit details. So this is typically what you would do when you just go to GitHub. All right, so with that all in mind, let's switch over to wait, hold on. It's a chess. All right, let's switch over to chess. And let's just play a game, right? Now, just because I have Stockfish open doesn't mean I'm cheating, which I'm not, because I don't have it open. Just look at the source code. But you'll notice that there's. Let's just play a. Let's play a 10-minute. 10-minute. I feel like it's at the spicy range. So let's play a 10-minute. All right. So let's go ahead and put this right here. We'll start E4. So notice like E4 is here, not here. I'm just gonna play this, the King's Knight. Right, in anticipation of playing bishop to here. Yeah, I kind of like putting a bishop here. And then since this has got opened up, so this is like preventing this move. That's okay. So I can now open up, whoops. So I'm either thinking knight to here, or I'm thinking this guy here with anticipating this guy here. I could go here with this guy here to go here and then go here, which I kind of do like. So what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to do just that. And the reason why I want to do that is because now he might go here, in which case I will just go here anyway. And he's not doing that. So this is protected. So what I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move this piece here to move this piece here and then this piece here. Why am I doing that? Okay, so this piece here doesn't necessarily do anything or prevent my plans moving this piece here. And now moving this piece here to pack two pieces on this here doesn't change my plan of just, again, wanting to move a piece here. It does, however, threaten this piece here. So I'm going to go ahead and move this piece here and this piece here. Like so, and if he wants to trade these two pieces for my rook, right, that's not going to stop me from moving this piece here. And after that, okay, so now upon moving this piece here, which is defended, I'm still just going to move this piece here. And then in anticipation of moving this piece here. Okay, so now that's an interesting move. So what I can do is I can just, since now there's no heat on this square, I could always move this piece here, which is an interesting move because now this piece has nowhere to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that because I don't notice any squares where it can go. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind about moving this piece here is now this piece can come here, right? And the question is there any pressure? So I'm not like particularly in a rush. However, I do notice that if I go ahead and take it, this is covered by this piece. So there's really no worry. So doing this here is an interesting design decision by my opponent. Now, if he takes here and I take back here, I would be in trouble, but I would just take back here. Now, this piece is pinned. So what I kind of want to do is I'm trying to think, not entirely sure, but I think connecting these would be fine. All right. So, interesting. Kind of a little jammed here. So, let's see, this guy here, here. Oh, this is protecting here. If I could get, what I can do here is just move this, because I kind of want to just scoot this scooch over a little bit here. And then unpin here. This is doing some slight maneuvering. Okay. So this is my trolling, probably. So in this situation, I'm going to go ahead and put this piece up here. This is still defended here. But now it's protected there. Okay, so we're going to go, he's going to go ahead and do that. So I can't actually move here, which is annoying. Because this guy is being fucking annoying. So what I want to do actually, let's go ahead and move this right here. The reason I want to do that move this guy right here. This should all be completely fine. Okay. Let's take this like that. And then let's take that. Okay. All right. That. I just have to be somewhat careful. My king is slightly exposed. By slightly, I'm like very exposed. Right. Because if he comes down here, like so annoying. So what I kind of want to do is just like put this back here. I think I don't even know, man. Like he's just making moves fast. Let me think about this. He checks. I just step up in the pocket. Oh, that's the right move. So everything is protected. I step over. I could just take this one here if he takes here. He can't take here anymore. He can't move this. Oh. Okay, well, that changes nothing. Because now I can go here. if he wants to take, I mean, then this is no go, no go. Only move is here. And that's checkmate. So the reason I did all this, and I believe that's just checkmate. Yep. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so let me go move this over here. Let's see if I got any brilliant moves. If I didn't get any brilliant moves, it's not worth it. Damn, 1250, 82.2. Nice tactical find. What I have to do is go to GitHub and then put in like an update. Put in like an update to. So did I make any mistakes? What was my only dubious move? It didn't like this move. This one didn't like this. Yeah, I mean, he blundered, but whatever. So what I have to do now, right, is go over to Stockfish. And then now I need to make an update. Make an update to Stockfish so that it thinks that that wasn't right. Like it needs to make an update to Stockfish and say that actually wasn't a dubious move. That was the correct move. Right. I need to go in so it just says that wasn't an excellent. That was top engine move. You understand? Do you understand? That is how it's done. Right. Okay, so engine info is the return value. So if we look at the, let's go back to Claude Code while I was doing it. Do you want to proceed with artifact? Yes, man. Do you want to open the external website? Sure, dude. Claude artifact. Page not found. Oh, man. Map to Starfish. 10 major design decisions. Bro, just open it. Not here. Copy link. Copy link. Copy link. Copy link. Claude AI. Why does it go here? Artifact by me. I mean, this looks good, I guess. Hold on, let's go ahead and just. The board is stored twice on purpose. Like this is where I think like it can be good. Hold on. This actually like. Let's go ahead. Let's go back to scene 1. Ooh. Okay, artifacts by default you can update. So I'm gonna go ahead and share this with the whole world. It's like that one Olivia Rodrigo song. Have you seen that one Olivia Rodrigo song? It's about like, it's called like a stupid song, right? It's like about like, how I just want to share this with the whole world. Like, I just want to share this with the whole world. Just share it with the whole world. The whole world. When did Olivia get her driver's license? I got mine when I was 17. Anyway. All right, so this is actually kind of a neat little artifact thing. I kind of like this. Let me see if I can go. All right, make this a little bit bigger. This is probably how shit could be done. Makes a lot more sense. Right, so tour the design choices inside stock feed and trade-offs between, right, from a single piece is stored and replicated to red top to bottom. Right. So the board is stored twice on purpose. This is stuff that like you could be doing. Let's say you're like a small company. Like, let's say you were like a small company. Like a small company. You know what you're doing. You're doing stupid things. You guys suck at your jobs. You're idiots and losers and morons. Let's pretend like just get yourself in that mindset. Like you're a small company, like you're on a call, you're just using Gemini. Like you don't leverage any of the things. Let's say you give your senior engineer a panic attack on a video call, and that's usually something that's like $250,000 settlement, right? Let's say that guy asks, "Hey, can I get a settlement because I've been told, now that I'm on disability, and at the time by a medical doctor that a panic attack was created, and I see this on Reddit all the time, right? I've got, employment lawyers literally like nonstop advertising to me to hit them up. Like, let's say you were a company that had like $7 million in revenue and like 10% year-over-year growth. Like, let's say like, right, like let's say like you were doing let's say you were doing like any of those things, right? Like let's just I know this seems like oddly specific, right? Let's say, for example, you guys were a company, and let's say, for example, you had no idea what the fuck you were doing, and you had a senior engineer who was there for 5 years, and let's just say hypothetically, speaking, right? Not only did you not know what you were doing, you guys were annoying about it and wrong, and on top of being wrong, right? Like on top of being wrong, right? Like you're like monitoring keystrokes, right? Like not answering your fucking emails, right? Not being, and let's just say hypothetically speaking, you just like ignore everything, right? This is something that you could be doing. It's called an artifact. This is something that Claude does. This is a nice thing that Claude does, right? I don't know why we're like living in the command line. I mean, let's just say, for example, we're trying to decide XOR toggle as moves, right? Like this is Stockfish. Like this is like super famous now. Okay. Like you could just make this artifact and then you could just share it with people, right? I mean, it's on the internet too. Like you could come here, right click. I could ask Gemini if I wanted to. I could go to Adobe Acrobat and just say, right? I could say save as, right? HTML file. I can say print. Let's get some fucking options here. How many options do we got? Like so many options. I could save as a PDF, send an email, alpha beta, right? Alpha beta pruning. What's funny is Stockfish is a real AI. You want to know? I see the words alpha beta, right? Wow, look at this. Nice little printable thing. You can just go to GitHub, right? Let's say, for example, you were using a GitHub. Let's say, for example, there was like, a front end document API. And instead of using a jQuery API, let's pretend like we're talking to a company. Let's say the company's Infragistics. It could be Infragistics. That's a company. I'm just saying, right? Like Infragistics, like that's a company. Like that could be a company that you might be talking to. I don't know. Maybe let's say you're talking to Infragistics. Maybe you're on Infragistics Discord. I know this might sound oddly specific, but this is something that you might consider doing. Using GitHub Copilot and just forking their repo and then asking questions instead of, every day waking up and being like, I need to have my fucking coffee before I do anything. I know this might sound oddly fucking specific, but right, just look how easy this is to understand if you're an engineer. We're doing a move, right? And this is an actual AI, guys. An LLM is not an actual AI. Doesn't mean it's not useful, right? And by the way, it's not just an LLM. It has an LLM in it. And then they do other things like this, which is unique. An artifact is not part of the LLM. It's just a software company that does software with an LLM, right? So, right, like this is like a very nice way that it's spun up like literally immediately. No time at all. And this wasn't even Fable. And this is Stockfish. It's even telling me stuff. Right, like, right, to help visualize, network is king relative. Features are oriented to each side's king square. So there's that. So let's go back. Let's say that's what Claude Code does. Because all of these are testable, right? So instead, let's go with the GPT 5.6, right? We don't even need, like, half the shit that we were trying to do And it's also funny because it's like, okay, so if I'm trying to interview somewhere, like, what am I supposed to say? Like NDA, like, okay, what was I working on? I don't know, dude. Like, I was in their Discord, like they were there, and they were saying, why would you fucking do this? I mean, they're one guy who's working on the new stuff. Just it's crazy when you have legacy programmers who have no idea what the fuck they're talking about, and they're just like getting schooled on stuff. So let's and there's like so many things you can do just with the VS Code, right? So let's actually go back just to the Explorer. So now let's try the same thing. I don't know what. I would never not ask. I would never do a full. I don't know why. Right. Say apply mode plugins, documents, PDF, spreadsheets, right? GitHub, OpenAI developers, Mother Duck right there, Google Drive. Like these plugins seem good, but let's just go back to this because we just have code. We already got the code. It's here. Let's go look at memory. Okay. So let's just try a different option. And this is just kind of like what we're doing here. So I'm seeing, templates and generics. So let's just go over. I'm just going to use Sol and put on medium. Just standard speed. Let's go over the templates in the memory file. Right, like you can do nice things with AI. You just got to start slow. I honestly don't know why anyone would want to just like make a whole thing just with Claude. Like this is typically like what, and I remember listening, and programs are like this all the time. They're like, oh, I doubt that it was like that. I doubt that it would break like this. Like the whole point is that it can break. And the generics, right? So I'm gonna hit that, and then I'm gonna go back over to here. Right. So I don't see the generics in here, but I do see search. It's a nice little artifact. So we have iterative deepening. Layer on top of the battery of selected heuristics. Each a small bet the subtree isn't worth the effort, right? Pruning, yeah. So when you see pruning, so this is an actual AI, Stockfish. Notice that it's just in C++. Notice that you can use the LLM to improve the AI. So this is a real AI. World famous Stockfish AI that you try to play against, you can't win. No one can win. Now it's actually using selectivity heuristics. What that means is there's still a way that you can beat Stockfish. Like it's still possible if you just understood, right? Because now you can learn from this. There's no reason why you couldn't learn from this. It's just a small bet that a subtree isn't worth the effort. That's why when you have those moves that are called brilliant moves, because Stockfish is like, wait, what the fuck? Because it pruned the node. It didn't traverse it. It pruned it. And then you have extensions pulled together, and then you would have to reread this. All right, so I see stuff like protocol, schematic. Oh my god, dude. Accumulator. All right, so you have stuff like this. So this just went through and just said, hey, design decisions on the whole thing in an artifact. Now let's go back file by file. Right, so let's go ahead and make this bigger. Something that's nice about VS Code. So now we can learn here. What's nice about this is you can learn from real code. This is sort of like what we would call dynamic versus static. This is the analogy. That's an analogy. It's not necessarily perfect. So in coding, for example, we might have something static, like an HTML page, just fully static. Every time you load it, it loads the exact same thing from a web server. right? Whether that's FTP, whatever the case may be. Here, the AI is essentially trying to do something dynamic. As things change in real time, as it learns from things that change in real time, it's going to try to give you more correct answers, but it can also make mistakes. That's what machine learning is on its whole. Now, this shouldn't be too uncomfortable for people because that's just like how humans are. Humans can make mistakes too, no matter how hard they try. Now, what's really cool about this, which I do like about Codex, inside of VS Studio. Now, everywhere that they plug in to the OpenAI API, right? If I wanted to do that for an app, I get like access to like the basic one, right? And it's expensive. And then they take a cut. So every company, for example, like Microsoft here, Visual Studio Code, creates this extension, Codex, right? I'm actually hitting the Premier model, Frontier model, which is they paid a lot of money to OpenAI for that. And this stuff is very good when done correctly. Because now I can say, okay, look at this template, right? Type name T. So this is a generic, and generic means it's using the term recipe. To me, generic doesn't really need. I mean, generic means anything can go there. Like, let's say you had a dog, you got a cat, right? It could be an animal. You could even have an abstraction animal, and it could be dog, cat, blah 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 blah. Right? That's object oriented, right? Abstraction. Now it's a recipe. Well, that's because I guess we're in C++. So, this is in the name of polymorphism is where we're at. So poly meaning many, and morphism meaning shapes. So I guess recipe makes a good amount of sense here. The compiler generates concrete precision limits, particularly with types or values. Template type, calling it an int causes the compiler to instantiate. Now, this is one thing that I always tell anyone that's starting, anyone and everyone, no matter how old they are, if you do not fucking instantiate, like you deserve. Instantiation is probably like the most important thing. What's really nice about C++ here, when you do this, right, you call it, right, and you're doing pointers here, you instantiate. Instantiation, instantiation, instantiation. Every senior engineer like myself has had a moment where we crashed out over explaining, guys, nothing is even being instantiated here. That's the problem. The problem here is that we're using the wrong tools, right? And if we want to be Mickey Mouse with jQuery inside of it, like it doesn't work that way. If we want to be Mickey Mouse, like have it do CSS, it doesn't work that way, right? So line 80. This I actually really like. If I was being serious and saying we're using AI or an LLM, I know nobody likes OpenAI. I know no one likes the CEOs, but like it's my day and I don't want to go home at 5. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I'm working from home, but I don't want to be still awake at 9 messing around with Claude Code and the CLI just because it doesn't have a fucking position of fucking div. Because maybe, you know, on a frontier, blah, 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 like this reads just so much better. Right? I would much rather use this. And even then, you know, Google still works fine. But the nice thing is it's integrated here, right? I'd rather use Codex, and then I'd rather just click here, right? And then it moves. To me, that's way better than all of this stuff. I mean, just look at this, right? To me, this speaks Anthropic is like a small Series G startup, and this speaks of trillions of dollars of money in investment. Like it is what it is, guys. Like this is software. And when you guys test software without doing it end-to-end integration tests, aka just like look at it, right? I can click here, now on line 80, right? Now there's comments here saying freeze memory, which was placed there with placement new, works for both single objects and arrays of unknown bound. So freeze memory, which was placed there with unknown. So I can hit Copilot, generate Copilot summary here. And again, just like with everything, if you read something and it doesn't make fucking sense, like think for yourself. Is a function like utility for destroying objects that were created with placement new. Right. So whenever we create new objects, we're throwing those on the heap. When we throw them on the heap, right, those need to be freed. Now the stack, if it's on the stack, that'll get fucking destroyed immediately. We don't have to worry about that. But you'll notice right? You'll notice that this T star here indicates that we have a pointer. And I actually like that they just call it PTR. Like, why not? Just remind someone if they're like a new, like, what does the star mean? It's pointer. Right? So generic type and callable parameters. So we're saying T is the object's type, right? This represents anything callable that can free the memory. Right? We have to free the memory. Free function invokes that callable. You guys get it? So the parentheses means we're actually invoking, right? Right? We're actually invoking, just like Invoker. You guys ever play Dota 2? Right. Just like Invoker, guys. Just like Invoker. That's how I remember. You invoke it. Just like Invoker, dude. Hold on, let me charge my phone. Right. So Stockfish effectively looks this, right? Like this. Passing in. So saying, okay, this is our type. Free func is inferred from the function. Compile time generic programming. Compile time conditions. Variadic. Oh my god. Template parameter pack represents 0 more types. Right. So the next thing I want to talk about here. I mean, there's so much going on here. I mean, this is Stockfish. Right? Okay, so yeah, stores the array length immediately before the returned array. Right? Walks backward from the return pointer. This is also nice about this. It doesn't need to be too complicated. It's here. It's just going to walk backward, retrieve the count, destroy element, and free the allocation. Dude, it's countable. And this is just like how my day would go. Right? Like I actually have to like read all this stuff just to understand it. Non-type to generic types, right? So the big picture, allocate special memory, construct arbitrary, whatever, wrap it. So then let's go to, right. So what we can go here is then we can just go to references. It shows up right here, right? So let me click this one. So we got a large page deleter. Right. Managing aligned memory, large page array deleter. Right. So I might be able to say, okay. And again, it's not like the other one was bad. Like making the artifact was good. But now I can come here. Okay, so let's say, let's take a look at the large page deleter on, right? So that's a struct. On, this is still memory age on line 154 to 158. That goes real quick. And what's crazy, it's outputting quite a lot of stuff because it's complicated. It's so funny because it's making a suggestion on how to prove it. It could. All right, so now, okay, so here's the class template. For example, right? So you'll see that this template is saying it can be literally anything, like a recipe. And then here's a perfect example of what it is, specifically for this type of a worker. All right, so it's doing a funct or small function object. Its only purpose is running cleanup. So this is something you would have to do in C++, is clean shit up. You don't have a garbage collector like in Java. Delegate and clean up. Destroy the object when necessary. So it's right there. So this might be something that I do at my job. So let's go to, I noticed that there's an engine CPP. So let's go here. Oh. All right, so let's do a new chat. All right, let's take a look at, and I might need to just add it, right? All right, so I've selected the ones I'm looking at. And as it does that, I'm going to go back to log code. I'm going to do a new one. This one, I'm still going to do Opus. Attach file. Engine, evaluate. Explaining the code. All right, so let's do that. That's how that goes. Let's come back here. And I'll just like take a look at it. I mean, we can tell it's taking a file system and a path. Right. I can see we've got some threads being used, which is spicy. All right, so we got options here. Is this declared up top somewhere? Probably in. This is always the fun part. It should be in here. I'll just control F. Right, options. Yep, so options map. We got a thread pool, we got threads, non-copyable, non-container class, engines options, in this case insensitive. So that's another thing too. You can declare something in the header file and then it's yeah. How do I do this? We have threads, hash. Well, it's a lot of stuff right there. So ground import square neutrals. I like how I decided what color to use. That's good. I like that. All right, so while that's going, tab back over here. And let's just play. Let's play a new game. Another 10-minute. And then this one, okay, Canadian. Here. Whoa. I don't even know what I did against that. I don't even know, man. This guy looks like he knows what he's doing. Just gonna the rooks. I want to do. What is going on? I mean, I have this, but I'm doing other things. What's this also? Is this kind of complicated? What's going on here? I also have this. Well, that's with check, so. Okay. So check 2. That's for check as well. Okay. Okay, well, it just all fell apart. What is he doing here? You can't move this. Just open up this rook. Oh, man. He's just melting away. Yay. Alright, so what was my game review here? 60%. What did it say? 6 misses? It's probably because, yeah, I wanted that. So who cares, man? Bro, who cares, man? Bro. This is bro, shut up, man. God, dude. Who cares? Like, I do. It's like, I just want to develop good habits. That's what Amon said. I want to be in Chess Pro. 26 notifications. I gotta replace my girlfriend's TikTok. All right. All right, so then let's just go back over here. I'm kind of tired of this. How long have I been live for? All right, well, that's enough of chess. I got 2 easy dubs. Finally made it up to 570 rapid. All time, man. 87 brilliant moves. Look at my rapid. I've dropped 404. 87 brilliant moves. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. All types. How many queen sacrifices have I done? 3. Rook sacrifice. Under promotion. None of those. Knight sacrifice. All types, though. Brilliant moves, all time. 87. Hold on, how many? Search. How much does Hikaru have? 264? That's 98. All time. All types. 10,482. Got a long way to go. Got a long way to go. It's a long way to go, man. It's a long way to go, man. I don't even have any. I had 8 views. All time, dude. All right, well, I'm going to log off. Yeah, just go do anything else. That's my coding session for the day. I'm just gonna upload this.